Hiding a tank is a pretty difficult job, even at night thanks to thermal imaging technology. But BAE Systems have developed a way to mask a vehicle's heat signature, rendering it practically invisible to infrared cameras.
This is a system that provides you with extraordinary stealth capability. This is the first system ever provided in technology. And what it can do, it can provide you to blend into an environment, any type of environment, and any time of the day. It can also provide you to disguise as something else. It can be a car, it can be a moose, it can be something that would take the attention from you, from the enemy, so you avoid detection. Each pixels can be controlled in temperature. You can either cool them or heat them. And what it is actually a large-scale thermal TV screen. This screen can be put on the vehicle, wrapped it around the vehicle, and it can display any kind of features or patterns that you would like thermally. So you can really hide, you can really take a picture of some other object or another vehicle, provide that image on the vehicle. You can disguise very quickly as another object. We have a computer system in the vehicle that sends out messages to each of these tiles and tell them exactly what kind of temperature you should be in order to create any type of pattern that is either pre-designed or taken by a camera in real time. It can be created for any size of vehicle, any geometry, and it can be created for marine vessels, and it can also in the future be provided also to flying objects, flying vessels, type helicopters, Apaches, and whatever.
Micro air vehicles, or MAVs, will play an important role in future warfare. The urban battlefield calls for tools to increase the warfighter's situational awareness and capacity to engage rapidly, precisely, and with minimal collateral damage. MAVs will be integrated into future Air Force layered sensing systems. These systems may be airdropped or hand-launched, depending on the mission requirements. The small size of MAVs allows them to be hidden in plain sight. Once in place, an MAV can enter a low-powered extended surveillance mode for missions lasting days or weeks. This may require the MAV to harvest energy from environmental sources, such as sunlight or wind, or from man-made sources, such as power lines and vibrating machinery. It will blend in with its surroundings and operate undetected. MAVs will use microsensors and microprocessor technology to navigate and track targets through complicated terrain, such as urban areas. An MAV operating in urban terrain will have more agility challenges than larger UAVs. Obstructions can cause wind gusts, even on a calm day. One way to overcome this is to learn from examples in nature and use flapping wings to fly. Sensing an oncoming gust, feedback control directs the wings to flap asymmetrically, compensating for the wind. Small size and agile flight will enable MAVs to covertly enter locations inaccessible by traditional means of aerial surveillance. MAVs will use new forms of navigation, such as a vision-based technique called optic flow. This system remains robust when traditional methods, such as GPS, are unavailable. Multiple MAVs, each equipped with small sensors, will work together to survey a large area. Information from these sensors will be combined, providing the swarm of MAVs with a big picture point of view. Data will be communicated amongst the MAVs to enable real-time, reliable decision-making and to provide an overall surveillance picture for other platforms or operators. Each individual MAV may perform a very distinct mission from its fellow swarm members. While some MAVs may be used purely for visual reconnaissance, others may be used for targeting or tagging of sensitive locations. Individual MAVs may perform direct attack missions and can be equipped with incapacitated chemicals, combustible payloads, or even explosives for precision targeting capability. Lethal, micro-air vehicles, enhancing the capabilities of the future warfighter.
Tracking Point's AR series takes the semi-automatic AR platform to new heights, providing the ultimate shooting experience. With stabilized target selection, target tracking, and guided firing, the Tracking Point AR series enables anyone to be an expert marksman out to the 500 to 750 yard effective range of the firearm, even from difficult firing positions such as kneeling, offhand, or shooting from extreme angles. The system boots up to a standard red dot reticle and standard trigger control for quick usage. For targets at distance where the shooter wishes to use manual trigger pull, the user can use Free Fire mode. Free Fire mode allows the shooter to use the tag button to select a range. The network's tracking scope adjusts for the ballistic solution for that range, and the shooter can fire with their own trigger pull repeatedly. A simple push of the tag button resets the ballistic solution. Advanced mode brings the full capabilities of the AR series smart rifle to bear. In advanced mode, the user can tag to get moving lead or to take a tracked shot with the auto fire control. The network's tracking scope calculates the ballistic solution, and the user fires using the guided trigger to remove all human error. After the user tags, he squeezes and holds the trigger, turning his reticle red in the smart rifle's heads-up display. The user then simply brings the red reticle back over the red tag, and the shot will release. The advanced ballistic calculation, paired with the guided trigger fire control, allows for tracked shots on moving targets at extreme distance beyond any but the most skilled shooter's human capability. The Tracking Point AR series features a laser rangefinder, Linux-powered ballistic calculator, built-in Wi-Fi for streaming to mobile devices, a tag button, a guided trigger, and a barrel reference system. The AR series also contains an inertial measurement unit, 3 gyros, and 3 accelerometers that calculate cant and inclination. This allows for extreme angle shots, including shots from under vehicles up hills. All shots can be streamed via the built-in Wi-Fi to mobile devices, and the system is enabled for video recording of tag and shot sequences. All of the features and capabilities in the Tracking Point AR series smart rifles dramatically enhance the hunting and shooting sports experience while delivering a powerful tactical advantage to military and law enforcement organizations. The AR series smart rifle is currently available in 7.62 NATO, 5.56 NATO, and 300 Blackout at tracking-point.com.
The Navy's revolutionary electromagnetic railgun will be displayed for the first time in the eastern U.S. early next month at the Future Force Expo in Washington, D.C. Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Jonathan Greenert will speak at the event. The railgun substitutes electromagnetic propulsion for gunpowder, launching projectiles at 6 times the speed of sound over distances of more than 100 nautical miles. The gun reduces the need for ships to carry high explosives and also reduces the danger of unexploded ordnance remaining on the battlefield. Navy officials hope to begin testing the railgun at sea in 2016.
Shown here conducting an operational test in San Diego, California is a technology demonstrator built by the Naval Sea Systems Command from commercial fiber solid-state lasers, utilizing combination methods developed at the Naval Research Laboratory. LAWs can be directed onto targets from the radar track obtained from a Mk-15 Phalanx close-in weapon system, or other targeting source. The Office of Naval Research's solid-state laser, SSL, portfolio includes LAWs development and upgrades, providing a quick reaction capability for the fleet with an affordable SSL weapon prototype. This capability provides Navy ships a method for sailors to easily defeat small boat threats and aerial targets without using bullets. U.S. Navy video by Office of Naval Research /released, and what could be a scene from Star Wars. The video released by the Navy shows a large mobile laser gun lock target onto an unmanned drone and instantaneously shoot down the object, which explodes and falls to the sea. Officials said LAWs may initially be used for encounters with antagonizing small boats and vessels, which Iran has been known to operate, that pose a threat to larger Navy ships. But the high-powered new technology could eventually be used to combat airborne threats, including missiles and drones. The firepower released from LAWs, in the form of a high-powered infrared laser, can strike down drones in seconds flat, officials demonstrated in a video simulation. Navy officials will install the high-powered laser weapon on the USS Ponce, which is responsible for naval operations in the Persian Gulf area and the Horn of Africa, over the next year, according to NBC News. The laser will become fully operational by summer 2014. Nikola Tesla, scientist and electrical engineer, invented Tesla coils, alternating current electric generators, and was a major early pioneer of radio technology. He also developed what he called a teleforce weapon. The press called it a death ray. The year 1918, Tesla apparently had a laser-like apparatus that he shot at the moon. From studying his great 1893 work, The Inventions, Researches and Writings of Nikola Tesla had all of the components necessary to create a laser beam. This lamp was so constructed so as to place a piece of matter such as carbon, or a diamond or a ruby, in the center, and bombard this button with electrical energy that would bounce off the button onto the inside of the globe and bounce back onto the button. If this were a ruby, and Tesla specifically worked with rubies, then is exactly how a ruby laser is created. Tesla refers in Inventions to a pencil-thin line of light that was created with this device. It is my belief that Tesla not only invented the ruby laser in 1893, but he also demonstrated it and published its results. Tesla also created the particle beam HAARP death ray earthquake weapon scalar wave technology. Scalar waves, also referred to as Tesla waves, or longitudinal waves, are capable of penetrating any solid object. Narration by the Reptilian Resistance.
The HellMD demo is all about showcasing this system for the warfighters and showing them in a tactical environment what the system can actually do, demonstrating that it's not a laboratory experiment, that we're actually taking it to the field with targets that the real warfighter would see in theater. So HellMD's primary mission is what they call CRAM, that's counter rocket artillery mortar.
HellMD will demonstrate taking a target cue from a radar to a munition that's already in the air, slewing to that target, tracking that target optically, and then actually killing it with the laser system.
Showing a level of finesse and precision that's really never been demonstrated before in any directed energy system.
We've been able to engage mortars and hit them precisely as we had planned. Really demonstrating that this is not a science fiction thing. It's here, it's today, it's ready to go. The fact that we can go set up at any point that a commander would want us to, that's huge for the Army.
We're air transportable to the battlefield. Once we're on the battlefield, we can drive to the area that needs to be protected.
It has its own self-contained power and cooling unit, which allows us to fire up the generator, pop the top, bring up the beam director, and we're ready to go.
And you can just look at the system. It looks battle ready. You have to keep up with where the battle lines are. That's where the protection is needed, and that's what the system provides.
The moment that LMD gets a cue from the radar system that ammunition has been launched, it takes literally seconds for us to lock on to target.
We get a very precision track on that target at a very specific aim point, and that's the lethal aim point. And it's then that we fire the high energy laser, we hold it there for a sufficient amount of time to achieve a kill.
But another mission that LMD has, counter UAV, unmanned aerial vehicles. We can track these UAVs again from a radar cue, great distances. We can monitor, identify them, find out if they're a threat or not.
And then put photons on target.
Basically, we can operate the entire system with two people. You have a driver who also helps with replacement and displacement, and then you have an operator.
We want to be able to run it single guy from a single laptop with an Xbox controller. Something that he doesn't have to go to school to learn for years and years, but something that he knows how to use instinctively.
That's a fantastic capability for the military. I mean, two people, two.
Currently, the Army is able to detect mortars and rockets as they come in, but all they can pretty much do is sound an alarm. People have to jump in foxholes or undercover and just hope for the best. This allows the Army to now detect those and then try to take those out before they reach a base. So it has the potential to save many lives.
Those mortars, those rockets, UAVs directing those attacks possibly, those would go away. This system will take them out.
Now that we have the system locked in, we've been achieving a very high rate of kill.
We can't wait to see what else they have to throw in.